Alright, today I'm going to start my crossbow build using these fiberglass rods, some PVC, and whatever else I have laying around. These fiberglass rods, they're just driveway markers, they're like $5 each, and I've cut them into 2-foot long sections like this one, and then I've got these shorter ones that are 12 inches, you can see here, yeah, 12 inches. So I cut the ends and then I epoxied them to keep the fiberglass dust from getting everywhere. The epoxy I used is this here, JB Weld, doesn't really matter what brand. And then here is a 3/4 inch PVC pipe that I got. This one I measured out, marked it off at 26 inches. That way I could have a little bit of space on each end. There you go. And then I just got a little saw here. I'll cut it in a moment. Then after that, I'll take these fiberglass rods, tape them all together. In the middle of all of them, I've marked off the center with a Sharpie, you can see there. But I just marked the center of all of them. That way I could line them up and tape them together. And then after I've got them taped up together, I'll just slide them all down into the pipe. So, all right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this PVC pipe here with a little saw I bought at the dollar store because I'm poor. And I will be doing most of this crossbow build in my room because I can. It just wouldn't be me if I didn't make things unnecessarily harder for myself. Alright. So after that horrible, frustrating mess, it is done. This part. Yeah, see, it's perfectly uneven and jagged. It's a signature trait of all my builds that it's horribly done, but it's still done. So onwards to the next step, I guess. All right, so I got the PVC pipe cut out. It looks okay, I guess. You know, whatever. You heard me gripe about that. So now it is time to. Now it's time to take my fiberglass rods here and then tape them up. Like I said earlier, I put a black mark on them. That way I could keep track of where the centers are. I know it's not gonna slide into the pipe really easy. It's gonna be really snug fit, so I'll just do the best I can. I need to do it off camera. I may have to heat it up too, just to soften up the pipe. Yeah, it's real snug, especially with tape. Alright, yeah, so I just press it all down. Okay, but I want it to have an inch of just the PVC on each side. That's why the PVC is longer. All I'm gonna do now is take a ruler. Let's see if I can find something. Maybe a marker. Yeah, I'll use a Sharpie. I'll measure an inch off, and then I'll use this to press the rods in. Alright, cool. So that is essentially going to be the prod to my crossbow. I'm going to take a heat gun and I'm going to heat up the ends, crimp it down, and then drill a hole, I guess, or something. I don't know. I'm going to crimp it down so they don't fall out and have some place to attach a string to. You know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know nothing. Okay, so it has come to my attention that I don't have any proper tools. Okay, I already knew I didn't have proper tools, but I don't have anything to crimp this pipe with. So my genius idea, I'm just gonna take some cardboard and then let's do some folding here, and boom, that's good enough for me. So So my plan is to heat this up, and then I'm gonna use this like an oven mitt or something, and then just squeeze it closed. It's so stupid, but I like it. I'm sticking with it. Also, fun fact, I hate the heat gun because it gets so hot it's unbearable in my small room. Alright, so heating up the PVC pipe to the point where I could squish it down and crimp each side was not working, but I was doing it over by my desk and using the toilet paper. What does work, and you definitely have to do this, is wrap it with some aluminum foil to keep the heat in, and then I'm using just a turned over flower pot here. Once it gets hot enough, you just take a piece of wood or something and you can just squish it down. I did the other side using the cardboard where I just squeezed it, but I like using the wood to just kind of press it in, and that worked much better. So. Okay, so now that I have both ends kind of crimped, I guess now I would just have to mark where I want to put the notches for the bowstring to go into. And I'm just going to mark them about an inch from the end, then use this file to make the notch. And I am almost certain none of this will go as smoothly as I want it to, because nothing I do does. Alright, got that done, and already I'm thinking if I were to do this over again, I would have marked an inch from the end before I even crimped this, because it's kind of uneven how you have this ridge here when you're trying to measure it, and that was mildly frustrating, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it does have to be perfect. I don't know. Okay, so I got my saw now, and I'm just gonna cut a very, very tiny groove into it. Just gonna kind of score it, so. Got that done, crimped, got the notches drilled in there. I tried bending it. It is really hard to bend, which kind of terrifies me, but who knows, maybe it'll work out for the better. I wanted to work on the stock or tiller, but since I don't know how far this will bend, I'm trying to figure out a length of pull for it, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon. I gotta figure this thing out. For the string, like most people on YouTube, I'm just gonna use some Paracord. I wanted to go out and get some proper crossbow strings or bow strings, whatever, but everything is on lockdown and I am poor, so I'm just gonna use what I have. So yeah, little loop, come out through, around, and then down. And if you've done it right, it shouldn't tighten anymore when you pull on this end. That's a little bit too big though. So just tighten it up a little bit. Okay, so I got the string on there, but putting it on was so difficult to do. I had to lengthen the string more and more each time. I made this loop bigger, this and that. And man, bending this is so difficult. I'm going to have to make like a special, I forgot what it's called. It's like a lever you use to pull back the crossbow, to draw the string back. And most of the time when you're stringing a crossbow, there's a stringer that you put on. It looks like a normal string, but it's extra long. You'd pull that, and then you put your real string on, which is much shorter. I didn't want to, but I'm gonna have to do that. I just can't figure out how far back this needs to be pulled when I have it on the stock and everything, what the draw length is. But man, it's kind of scary, intimidating how hard it is to bend this back. This is gonna be much stronger than I thought it would be. Life is much harder than I thought it would be. The cardboard thing on the desk was stupid, and it was. I too am stupid. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm so tired, guys.